Hello, this is Robert Guillaume. Thank you for joining me on Your Money, Manage It. I will be discussing principles that will empower you to manage your finances made easy. Thank you for joining me today as we enter this holiday time of year. As I like to say, 'tis the season. 'Tis the season for many of us to financially overspend, outrun our means financially, and to overextend ourselves. We find those months of November through December, as we term the holiday season, and it's a major spending season for just about all of us. For some, the fact will occur that we will be paying a major price later. And some of that spending comes, as we all know, in the form of dining out, shopping, parties, and entertaining. We always look to buy for others, and those others may not be just family and friends, but our boss and others that are, related to or connected to us. We feel we need to do the holiday thing of buying gifts. Well, why do we feel that all of this spending is so necessary? Well, we're told that it is. We're told that it's expected. Who tells us? Big business, advertising, media. They're all connected in unison to get you and I to buy, spend money, and feel guilty if we don't. And we're told that spending is just an expected part of the holiday season. We're almost told that it's shameful if we don't spend or if we can't spend, even if we know that we simply can't. We are socially forced to spend money in the holiday season. Holiday advertising goes so far, and perhaps you have seen this commercial or these commercials on media, but it goes as far as to show young couples buying one another new cars for Christmas. How nice that they can go and spend $50,000 or $60,000 each on a vehicle for one another. Have you ever seen a commercial showing an average family trying to plan for the holiday spending? No, and you won't. Big business could care less if you are in debt come the first of the year, so long as you have spent money and made CEOs and corporations profitable and wealthy. Too many in the business sector, Christmas is not even a religious holiday. It's simply a time to make money. It's their money-making time of the year. So, the trap is set. It's the holiday time of year. It's a time of good cheer. It's a time of fun. It's a time of enjoyment. It's a time of family. It's a time of friends. And yes, we all do buy gifts and we all will spend money. Sadly, for many, it is just so easy because in our purse, in our wallet, in our pocket is the American credit card. And we can also double that with the debit card. So, the end result, we become many times so financially overextended at the end of the holiday season that it becomes a burden. We build up unneeded debt. We borrow many times in order to spend. We find ourselves looking at an impossible repayment situation. When I say impossible repayment situation, I'm speaking about repaying the credit card bill in full when we receive it. This creates stress, creates anxiety, creates depression. It affects us emotionally, it affects us mentally, it affects us or can affect us physically. Buildup of stress to meet debt and expenses puts an enormous personal pressure and personal stress upon us. It stresses out family relations when we have an extended debt that's difficult to pay. And when we find ourselves in those situations, we couple that with the fact that winter, especially where I'm coming from in the Midwest, those long, dark, cold days that are shorter and darker and ice and snow, the fun is over. And many people fall into the traps of alcohol abuse, the use of drugs, and as I mentioned, just family tension in general to try to meet the obligations that they put themselves in financially through that holiday season. One thing that is out there in advertising is the offer for, quote, free money, end quote. You have probably seen the ads, I see them often, that depict someone's car that the engine is smoking, or a home where there's a leak in the ceiling. And it might be two friends, or it might be a husband-wife, and they look at each other, and what are we going to do? And they say, oh, we simply call 800-something on the phone, and we can get between $50 and $250 instantly. Really, ladies and gentlemen, let's be real. I mean, there's just not free money. At the end of that line, there's a payback. But it's made to look like all we need to do is dial the 800 number and boom, free money. We can take care of the car. We can fix the leak. Or we can buy Christmas gifts. During the holiday season, ladies and gentlemen, please let me advise you, live within your means. Don't go into financial dilemmas, and especially avoid the incentives of fast cash and fast cash loans. Those instant cash advances against a paycheck or whatever it might go against. If you don't meet that obligation on schedule, there are high interest rates and there are fees that will come looking for you quickly. Just avoid those scenarios and please live within your means. You may not be able to afford the most expensive gift, the most sparkly and glamorous gifts, but let's get back to some basics in the holiday season. First, I think the meaning of the holiday should be first and foremost. And then all of those other scenarios just add to the enjoyment of that season. But stay within your means. It makes life so much more enjoyable when the holidays are over. Because as I said, if it's too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true when it comes to finding money to spend. A piece of advice. If you use a card for your spending, credit card, debit card, I'm going to say credit card versus debit card. Here's something important, especially when you know that there are entities in our society waiting to find your information. If your credit card is violated, most credit cards, if not all, will stand behind you. If it can be proven that wasn't your expenditure, they will stand behind you. With a debit card, you have a narrow window to advise your bank or wherever your debit card is connected that you have been violated. And in many cases, there's a limit. They will cover you up to like $500. So a debit card could play havoc against your financial account if it's violated. Keep that in mind. Many people pull out their debit cards, and that card is, I just want to be honest with you, it's a high-risk card. It's a high-risk use. Next week, because I've gone through all these scenarios of what this excessive holiday spending can lead to in our financial lives and in our personal lives, and how we get trapped into this spending, and how important it is, again, I reiterate, live within your means. But we're going to go further next Monday, and we're going to go into depth on how to avoid the holiday temptation and dilemma of overextending your financial position. I simply wanted to cover the ground of opening the doors to what happens to millions of families in this country every holiday season, the dilemma they get themselves into financially. Next week, we're going to discuss how do you avoid that holiday trap. Because after all, it is the season. But I do want you to enjoy this holiday season with all my heart. Enjoy family, enjoy friends, enjoy eating out, enjoy entertaining, and enjoy buying gifts for others and just sharing the holiday greetings. But do so with an understanding that you have to do it within the boundaries of what you can afford to do. If anyone in the listening audience would like to submit a question to this program, you may do so by submitting it to official rlguillaume@gmail.com. Thank you for joining me. Have a great day. Thank you for joining me on Your Money, Manage It. My book, How to Manage Personal Finances Made Easy and Avoiding the College Debt Trap, can be found on Amazon and the bookshop. I will also include the link in the description of this episode. Find me on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram, and join me again next Monday. Thank you for listening.